welcome. The thing that I spend the most time doing and the thing that I've loved the most for the last probably like year now is TikTok. And another big hobby of mine is makeup. And so when I was going to figure out what I wanted to film today, it struck me like lightning. I'm pretending like this is some really like original, cool idea, and it really isn't. But what I'm doing is I'm going to be testing out some TikTok makeup hacks. More than really testing them out, I'm just going to do my makeup the way that I've seen most people do it on TikTok. And I don't want you to be disappointed, and so I'm just going to come out from the get-go and say that this is probably going to be quite similar to any normal makeup, but with a little sprinkle of some TikTok specialties. I'm just going to get right into it, really. My hair's out of the way, and I'm going to start with the first step, which is foundation. And the thing that I've seen the most people do in terms of foundation is just this whole new way of a whole new like routine of steps. So it's the one where they start with moisturizer, and then you put translucent powder over your moisturizer, primer, and then the foundation. But the thing is that I've seen people use this and say that this is amazing for people with oily skin. And I have very dry skin. So I'm going to start with just the moisturizer I usually use, which is from Simple. It's very simple. Now, this is where the weird stuff goes down. You're supposed to dust a layer of translucent powder straight onto your skin. It looks like an illegal substance, especially if I were to do this. Okay, oh my god, I've got it up my nose. I'm just gonna start. Whoa. Next up is primer, which I don't normally use because I'm lazy, but today I'm going to use this, which is, it's from Soap and Glory, and it says feel good factor. It's like, it has SPF in it and stuff, so I used this during the summer when I was like, didn't want to get burn. It's like sticky too, which is why I think I've used it. This feels so weird. It's getting sticky, and I guess that's good. Last main step is obviously foundation. I actually have this foundation which I saw a lot on my researching experience, because people really rave about this, which I didn't know that it was like popping on TikTok. I just kind of got it because they had a shade that I thought was good for me. Please don't come for me if it isn't. I'm not prepared for people being like, it doesn't match your skin tone. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear. I'm in the colour Linen, if anyone's wondering. So I'll just do what I normally do, which is pop it on a sponge and put it on. It looks like paint. Am I noticing any immediate differences? No. But does it look bad? No. One thing though is that it doesn't, I was scared that it was going to go patchy, and I can't really say that it is. I don't know if it's anything like miraculous yet. It looks good. Is it revolutionary? Not yet. I don't know. For concealer, I couldn't find any like techniques or anything in terms of concealer, other than the fact that I feel like the most popping person on TikTok, like to replicate the makeup buff and stuff at the moment, is Bella Hadid. Let me know if I'm wrong, but just her face structure is like what people want to look like. It's the kind of it's like a facelift, basically. I wanted to try out what TikTok has been doing, and that is normally kind of concealer like this. And then they do a little like line here to sort of highlight. I'm just going to do a little bit there too. Oh, this is looking so weird. routine before I put my foundation on has made my skin look really matte. I'm still just going to run a little bit of like a compact powder in the areas that I know that my makeup creases. Okay, now on to bronzer and contour and all of that. So I never contour, I just kind of do a little bit of bronzer. Or actually that's a blatant lie because I do a lot of bronzer. I have this little set and this is the Hula Bronzer. It's all from Benefit. It's really cute. I'm just gonna bronze my face up because I feel like this looks scary. I'm gonna bronze it up. If there was one thing that was like repetitious on TikTok, it was just like bronze, glowing. Oh my god. I almost died. It was just so much like summery, glowy, light, model, like supermodel. That was one thing that was like The next step and the next thing that was popping are brows. And the way that I normally do my brows is by just like a tinted brow gel, and then I fill in some gaps with the pencil. And I couldn't really find any other techniques, but people were really into feathery brows, which I just can't, like I find it difficult for it to look good on me. But I'm gonna try to brush them straight upward. Mine are also so like, kind of, I don't know, they don't really want to stand up. I also probably will look like I feel like I'll look like a Disney villain. This looks so bad. Oh no. I knew this was going to be the step that was going to ruin it all. Does this look as bad as I think it does, or am I being dramatic? I'm trying to make them go as upwards as I can. I told you! I look like a Disney villain. So what do I do now? Am I supposed to like fill them in? Or like, what the f? So I have a pencil. I'm gonna try to make them look a little better. Okay, so this is them filled in, but I feel like they're kind of falling down. You can't see the like feathery effect as much anymore. And so I'm gonna go in with a normal spoolie and I'm just gonna push them upwards again. Okay, so even though I hate them, I'm gonna call it quits on brows because there's nothing more I can do. They don't look too bad from a distance, but once you go up close, you're kind of like, because they don't look cool bushy. They don't look like Cara Delevingne bushy. They look, when it comes to eyeshadow, for me, I normally would just go in with the shade, don't know, like this, or like my bronzer, and I'll just put something in the crease. And to be honest, I haven't really seen anything too off that on TikTok. Just what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus basically all the darker kind of defining shadows on the outer corner. So even though this is a very light shade, I'm just going to put it on this side of my crease. How are we looking? I'm just going to do a little bit more darker, kind of warm brown tones on the out bits. What I found was that it was either this, like very basic, very kind of chill, neutral tones, or a rainbow eye, which I was not in the mood to even attempt to do today because I do not have the skills, nor do I really have the eyeshadows. What I feel like this, to me, why this is different from like my normal makeup, is just that it's more makeup, more skin makeup. And I think that that comes from the whole foundation technique. Now, what I'm going to do is eyeliner, and I'm going to do a tiny little cat flick because people aren't really doing like full cat eyes. It's more just like on the very outer corner, do a little. And I normally do this already. I do this with this which is kind of a brown shade. And isn't that like on theme with TikTok? I feel like it is, but then again, like I wanted to go more out of my comfort zone and not just like do what I normally do. But I feel like that's what they're out here doing. I'm gonna grab this and do a tiny little flick out. This is how little I'm gonna do. And then the worst part, trying to replicate it on the other eye. And one other thing that I'm going to do, which is TikTok, is I'm going to draw a tiny bit on the inner corner. This is such a hit or miss because I've tried this before and it can look horrible or it can work out. I'm going to use the same nib and I'm just going to I'm not going to draw anything outside of my eye. I'm really just going to fill in, I guess, my tear duct. Now, lastly for me is gonna be lips, and I saw a lot of people do little tricks and hacks and stuff to make it look like you've got fuller lips, and that is not something that I'm gonna say that I don't need because I have very skinny lips, especially when I smile. Where did it go? So one thing that people do is that you take an eyeshadow brush and you take your bronzer and you actually give yourself a mustache. Oh my god. I'm so scared of this. Like, I'm noticing that I'm not committing because I'm like, this can't look good. This, oh my god. Like around here. And I'm then going to use just the lip liner. This is just like a dark, sort of nude. It's all about creating an optical illusion. I feel like I can't have big lips. It doesn't look good on me. I'm going to put a plumping lip gloss on. It's just one I use kind of on the regular. It's quite effective. Okay. I have to wait for it to work its magic. As the last step, I'm just going to put some of the Fenty Lip Gloss by Eyeliner. Now, do I like it? Sure. I'm trying to think of like positive and negative sides. So, I mean, it looks good. Like, you know, you look good. I mean, the lips, I don't know. The brows are the thing that I don't like. But obviously, you can do a TikTok makeup without doing like these fluffy brows. I like the idea of the eyes. That's kind of what I normally do anyway, is to try and extend them. So would I do this? Definitely not every day, but I have a feeling this is a type of makeup that kind of wears better. So if you're going out, which obviously no one is at the moment because of Miss Rona, but hopefully when that's over and you're going out, maybe it's smart. I don't know. Maybe you'll catch me doing my makeup like this in the future. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I guess let me know what you think. Don't let me know if you don't like it, because I know that I'm not doing this perfect either. And I mean, there are probably some people out there that kind of preach these techniques and then I do them, and I do them wrong. And I'm like, this sucks. And then someone